morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, May 29th, and this is your Free News Arkansas Daily Briefing. Here are the things you need to know about Arkansas today. We're going to start today with a number that has lawmakers stunned.
Do we know how many Medicaid recipients in Arkansas don't have a PCP assigned?
Of the ones that are required to have an assignment, it's around 145,000.
That don't have a PCP assigned? Mm-hmm. That seems like a big number. How many people are on Medicaid in Arkansas?
There are about 800 and something thousand.
I did not know that there was 145,000 people in Arkansas that didn't have a PCP. Like, that number shocks me. That number shocks me.
More than 145,000 Arkansans on Medicaid who are required to have a primary care doctor do not. That is what state officials told legislators last week during a public health subcommittee meeting in Little Rock. And that discussion came as lawmakers considered a new rule that would allow limited urgent care visits without people needing a referral. The goal of that rule is to reduce ER visits for minor illnesses when patients can't get in to see a doctor. So let's break down what legislators learned in that meeting. There are over 870,000 Arkansans currently enrolled in Medicare, and about 545,000 of those are required to have a primary care provider according to their Medicaid plan. But of those, roughly 145,000 do not have a primary care physician. That's roughly a fourth of the people who are required to have one. One of the major reasons for this is that patients are supposed to self-enroll using a phone number from a packet that they get mailed to them if they don't already have a PCP. But many people don't follow through on that. This can leave Arkansas hospitals caught in the middle. They are penalized when Medicaid patients go to the ER without a referral, even if it feels like an emergency for that patient. Sometimes those emergency room visits are not reimbursed. Lawmakers want action on this, whether it's auto-assigning doctors, revamping communication, or changing reimbursement rules for emergency room visits. Those legislators provided agency heads with a laundry list of data to bring back to the committee in a future meeting, including demographic information on those who don't have a PCP, information on auto-assigning PCPs to those without one, and reasons for ER visit payment denials. A Chinese-owned agri research facility in Craighead County has sold. It's the first target in a state law that forbids certain foreign governments from owning land in Arkansas. Now, this one was pretty straightforward. It was Syngenta Seeds, which is owned by ChemChina. ChemChina in 2022 was added to the U.S. Department of Defense's list of companies that work at the behest of the Chinese military. Now, supposedly, the land owned by Syngenta Seeds had been used for seed research and development. That land, which is more than 150 acres, sold to Moore Legacy Farm for $760,000 earlier in May. This sale is, of course, pursuant to a state law which was passed in 2023. Opponents of that law had said that ownership of land by potentially hostile foreign entities gives them insight into how to attack our farms and our agricultural system. Syngenta was ordered to divest, and it was also fined $280,000 for failing to report its foreign ownership on the timeline specified within that law. In other news, former Arkansas State Senator Jeremy Hutchinson received a full presidential pardon on Wednesday for his role in a Medicaid fraud and bribery scheme involving preferred family health care. Hutchinson was one of multiple lawmakers and executives who were convicted in the scandal, which involved more than $20 million in bribes and kickbacks. And at its peak, the nonprofit, Preferred Family Healthcare, received nearly $44 million in 1 year from Arkansas's Medicaid mental health budget. Hutchinson had served 2 years of his 8-year prison sentence. And of course, Hutchinson had served as a state senator representing parts of Little Rock until his resignation in 2018 upon that indictment in the scheme. In a pivotal decision for Arkansas's emerging lithium industry, the Arkansas Oil and Gas Commission voted unanimously on Wednesday to approve a 2.5% royalty rate for Standard Lithium's project in the Smackover Formation. The decision clears the way for Standard Lithium and its partners to move forward with plans for a $1.5 billion lithium extraction facility with projected annual production of 22,000 metric tons of battery-grade lithium carbonate. The approved payout structure provides landowners with a 2.5% royalty on lithium production and an additional $65.14 per acre brine fee. That brings the effective royalty to around 3.01%. This decision applies only to the Reynolds unit, which is about 20,000 acres, but sets a major precedent for lithium extraction in South Arkansas and provides a degree of certainty to investors. Construction is expected to accelerate now, marking a major milestone in Arkansas's push to become a domestic leader in lithium production. Authorities are still searching for Grant Hardin, the former police chief of Gateway who escaped from the North Central unit of Calico Rock on Sunday afternoon. Hardin was serving a 30-year sentence for murder and had confessed to a 1997 rape. He escaped on Sunday from the prison's Sally Port wearing a makeshift law enforcement-style outfit. Since then, drones, helicopters, and canine teams have been used in the rugged terrain around Calico Rock. But of course, we've had lots of rain and low clouds, which have slowed the search. Officials say that they believe he's actually still in that area, and they warn that if you see him, he is considered dangerous, so please call law enforcement. We've got more campaign announcements. Down in Union County, a well-known name is stepping into the race to fill the House seat being vacated by outgoing Speaker Matthew Shepard. I still call him Speaker. He wasn't the Speaker this last session, but I think he's the longest serving Speaker of the House that the state has had, or if not, he's up there. So former Circuit Judge Jim Andrews announced this week that he's running for the Republican nomination for House District 97. That seat covers El Dorado, Junction City, Wyatt, Parker's Chapel, and surrounding areas. Andrews says he's running to bring his experience in law, business, and public service to the legislature. He's been endorsed by Attorney General Tim Griffin and local businessman Gary Sewell, who will serve as his campaign chairman. Both praised his conservative values and deep ties to the region. And of course, that seat is open because Representative Matthew Shepard is term limited. So that's it for today's daily briefing. If you enjoy this, share it with a friend and make sure that you're subscribed to Free News Arkansas so you never miss an update. We'll be back tomorrow with more of what matters across the natural state.